Yes, y'all. Welcome into episode 99. I got 99 problems, but a podcast ain't one. What's going on, fellas? Long time no see. The COVID Avenger is back.
Welcome
The
back.
COVID Avenger is back. 14 days later, I tested negative. I'm ready. I'm back. Still a little fatigued, still a little worn down. I had to clean up the face because, mask full time. It's just skin super dry. Got to get the moisturizers back. Get the get looking right again. But yeah, I'm back. I'm here. I made it. I made it on the other side. I do have 99 problems going on besides COVID.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. We had the COVID. We had the basement flood. My windshield wipers broke driving to work the other day.
Oh shit!
I got a lot of issues going on. So yeah,
you need a priest, a rabbi, minister, whatever.
As New Day would say, I'm speaking the power of positivity. I'm trying to stay upbeat and not let the negative juju over compensate for the positive things. So we're here. We're good. First preseason game tonight for the Steelers. NFL's back. We'll get into that later in sports. But how's everybody doing? Everybody good? I feel lost. I haven't seen you guys in a while. It's been a minute. Thanks for holding down the fort while stuff was going on. It's been ridiculous here, man.
You were planning on being back last week, but then life happened.
I was, and then like I said, the flood. The flood came. Luckily, got everything cleared out. Still got a little bit of towel to rip up, but for the most part, we're good. Now it's just a matter of coming out of pocket to pay everything to get it fixed. So please go to prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod. Pick up some merch. It'll help go to fixing up your boy's house. Goddamn home ownership, man.
We take donations also.
Yeah, donations. I'm not doing a GoFundMe, but you can slide into my DMs directly. I'll give you my wife's Cash App account because I don't have Cash App.
Steve gonna be starting his OnlyFans account pretty soon.
Hey, there's a market for chubby dudes. Even though I am down 12 pounds due to the COVID diet, so not recommending that diet to anybody. But I would say through that whole entire process, honestly, the craziest thing is that I have no appetite. Like, I haven't been hungry in 2 weeks at all. Been drinking smoothies. I'm doing like intermittent fasting without really doing intermittent fasting. It's crazy. Went like 10 days without eating like a solid meal. But yeah, I just have no appetite whatsoever. So I don't know if anybody else has dealt with that or how long it'll be until my appetite comes back. But yeah, that was probably the strangest thing that I encountered through my COVID travels.
So I'm the only one left that hasn't had COVID yet, huh?
And my 2.5 year plus streak got broke by going to work. Like, I wasn't even out doing stupid shit. I was at work. Whole office got it. Everybody was down and out for the count. So yeah, it sucks. I went away on vacation, came back, and caught COVID at work. You think it would be the opposite?
Yeah.
But yeah. So it is what it is. But we got a jam-packed show today, episode 99, coming up on 2 years here. So again, thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you guys each and every week. Kenny, that's right. Back with a vengeance. We got a lot of stuff to get into. I got hot takes I've been holding on to for a couple weeks. So I'm be out here letting the chamber loose. But where you guys want to start at? What you want to get into? I'm kind of an open book this week. I'm just going to follow along and chime in. I was able to watch stuff this week, so I got caught up. I'll give my takes whenever we get into certain subjects. But as far as intro and the usual shebang-a-bang we get into before we start bell to bell, what do you guys got?
Gaming, real quick. It came out that Sony was paying the third-party developers to keep their games off of Game Pass, and Microsoft is up in arms about it. So just to keep the games off of Game Pass, if they made a physical copy, it still could have came out on the release date, but they just wanted third-party games off of Game Pass. So the biggest game that came up was Resident Evil Village when it came out. So Sony paid Capcom to keep Resident Evil Village off of Game Pass first day, but the disc still came out. So Xbox fans still got to play it. But if he had Game Pass and was banking on that, he wasn't playing it. And we found out why. Because Sony paid him off.
I mean, but that wasn't a Sony title to begin with.
Back in 1990,
hey,
96. Hey. yeah, those terms and deals are over with. Yeah, so that was the only thing in gaming. But that was the biggest news. There was the gaming war continues between Sony and Microsoft.
Nice.
Sounds like that'll continue.
Yes,
it absolutely. Does. Mm-hmm. Absolutely will.
Yeah, Microsoft will just counter back and pay the studio
to
put it back on. So, they're double dipping off of everybody. The developers, third party.
Good time to be a developer.
Yes, it is. Especially got a good franchise on your hands, AAA game or something. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
They're like the Big Ten Conference. They're taking money from everybody. It's unbelievable. All right.
That's all I have.
Anything TV entertainment wise? I got a couple things that popped up that caught my eye. As far as that end of things goes, Godzilla vs. Kong 2, the sequel, is now filming. So huge fan of the recent Godzilla and Kong movies. Saw the last Godzilla vs. Kong in theaters. It was amazing. I'll be back for the sequel. They'll have my money. You can call me a mark for it or what, but it's been highly entertaining from that aspect. So look out for that to come out in a couple years. And then two things. One, we talk about nostalgia and not doing remakes all the time, right? So Roadhouse, famous Patrick Swayze movie, awesome. Haven't seen Roadhouse. It's terrific. Got Terry Funk in it. It's amazing. Great movie. Amazon is redoing Roadhouse.
Nope.
And take a guess at who they casted to play the Patrick Swayze role in the Roadhouse reboot.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, did you guys already talk about this, or did you already talked about it
last week?
Yeah.
Well, why the fuck you let me go on, you jagoffs? I'm over here like I told you I've been down and out.
You wanted to talk about stuff. So.
I can see. I'm coming for all three of you next today. I can tell you that right now.
We need to keep that
movie.
Believing
that.
Did you just talk about Slam Ball coming back too?
Mm-mm.
No.
So Slam Ball, if you're not familiar with it, was on Spike back in the day. It was full contact basketball with trampoline courts. It was the most amazing hour of television ever. Former NBA players were coaches. It was terrific. It was awesome. It's making a comeback.
It should have stayed there.
What, stayed away?
It should have stayed there. Yeah. It was good for its time.
No, it's coming back. It's going to be amazing.
You want to get back in the trampoline park again? Training.
Matter of fact, driving to work, I saw a light-skinned dude with a beard working out in the park down the street from Jason's house, and I'm like, Jason's out working out right now. He's doing
wasn't me.
It wasn't him, but it was the same. You got a doppelganger living there, you bro. He's out there. He's doing push-ups in the park like every morning. He's getting ready.
See, that was your first clue.
I'm working out, so.
I said, man, Jay decided to get fit while I was away on COVID. No, it wasn't him. I beat him, Dave. I'm like, Jay. Beep kept going to work.
Your first thing was you told me outside. That was your first.
It was early in the morning, so the sun, it wasn't as bright as it normally is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Look, I'm still adjusting to the light right now, so no.
See that. But yeah, I'm excited for Slam Ball to come back. So I'll be tuning in for that. You can hate on it all you want, but
Team Denmarks. I mean, hey.
No, it was basketball. It's not my thing. So.
Bring that back. Bring back the N1 mixtape tour. Let's get it all. Let's bring it all back. Get the professor back out there. Hot sauce. We'll get it all. Let's go. Matter of fact, have that team enter in the slam ball tournament. That's must watch television right there.
That's going to become like Road Rules challenge where the cast-offs go.
No, I don't.
You were once here.
It'll be that bad.
You were once here. Now you came back down the slam. You came down the slam ball. Nah.
That's disrespect to the challenge. Come on, man.
Hey. And then last week, I think I've met the greatest kid ever on the face of the earth. And I didn't even meet him in person. I met him on television. So if you don't know, the Little League World Series is going on right now. It's getting ready to be played in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, starting this week. Monday is the tournament. So they had the regional finals and all that. And anytime kids come up to bat, now these are 11 and 12-year-old kids, right? 10, 11, 12. They got little facts, little questions the kids answer, and they put up, underneath their name, where they're from, and it'll, give example, favorite food, favorite baseball player, all et cetera, et cetera. So this kid from Web City, right? Favorite actor or actress? You want to take a guess what he said?
Well, I think we all saw it.
What'd he say?
If you haven't seen it by now, go look it up. Alexis, Texas. Alexis, Texas is his favorite actress.
There's no way. Unless you found his dad's stash. There's no way.
Found his dad's stash, bro. This ain't the 80s. This is
the
'80s. Everybody got websites now.
No, unless you got because that's your dad's preference. You found your dad's DVDs. Did
she make DVDs?
Yeah,
she was on
the DVD era. She ain't new.
So
no.
He ain't new.
So this is a 12-year-old from Web City is out here waving the banner for Alexis, Texas.
At home, just watching her movies with popcorn.
How does that pass? Like,
how's that pass?
Ups?
Yeah,
like, how does that pass graphics and the network and everything else? Like, you can't mean to tell me that nobody working on production for that show has no idea who Alexis, Texas is.
The mouse let one slip through the cracks.
Yeah, it was on the Mouse's network.
The Mouse's network.
They didn't put the name of his favorite movie, just the actress.
There's too many to pick from. Tremendous, but yeah, that kid.
But if you would put a name down, the mouse would have caught that.
If I were to pass away and reincarnate, I want to come back as that kid for that exact moment. Because that is true. But yeah, that's all I had that caught my eye.
Speaking of kids, I saw a post this week. It was kind of like a trending topic where a guy said that his niece called an aquarium a water zoo. And so it's kind of like things that the trend was to write down like what your kids or whatever called something. So a couple of my favorite ones were a lady put, "My daughter calls quesadillas a Spanish grilled cheese." Justified.
Nice.
My son calls cupcakes party muffins. Okay.
I'm here for that. Yeah, I'm here for that.
When my daughter was a toddler, she called tears panic water. I mean,
that's 100% accurate. Yeah. I'm gonna start calling crying panic water.
And my favorite one though was my 8-year-old called Waffle House hibachi breakfast because that is perfect.
Because you can see him cooking it on the grill, sitting at the counter.
So, wasn't sure if
Waffle House or IHOP.
Waffle House. Or you asking preference?
Yeah, preference. Waffle House or IHOP.
Never been to Waffle House.
Waffle House.
Probably Waffle House.
So Don't go to the Waffle House up here. It don't taste the same up north.
No.
You gotta
You
be
gotta
in the
go to
South.
the Waffle House.
South, yeah. I had it down south.
And you gotta be in the South for IHOP too. IHOP is even though they got one up near us, it don't taste the same.
IHOP is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But yeah,
I remember on Raw they used to
go
show
Waffle
the
House.
I remember on Raw they used to show the IHOP commercial, just like, oh, why don't we have an IHOP here? Then one came like right here, and it's just like I never go there.
Because it's garbage. That's why.
Yeah, we go there for burgers one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like burgers, just like.
I went there for breakfast one time, man. Regular lunch or dinner, and everything was terrible about it.
You can get better breakfast elsewhere.
Oh yeah.
There's certain restaurant chains that are like specific to a geographical region. Not everything needs to be franchised out across the country because the difference it hits different. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to exactly explain it, but there's certain restaurants that just stay in your lane. I get it, but you're putting quality at risk versus the quantity as far as having the having the shops open up. So
have you been to a Romani's anywhere other than here?
No.
In the Pittsburgh area, greater Pittsburgh area, no, I have not. But yeah. All right. Anything else?
I'm good.
Good.
All right, bell to bell. Let's jump into it. All right. Pro wrestling. Busy week, long week, a lot of stuff. I know you guys probably got into it while I was away. I didn't even have a chance to listen to the show. But I know we titled the show a couple weeks ago, Breath of Fresh Air, right? And Chris, I sent that over to you because
I thought that was for you.
No, well, I mean it was for me. Kind of a, pun on words there. But no, I sent that over because the first week of the Triple H-esque WWE era, you saw storytelling and themes run through the entire show, right? And it was cohesive. It was laid out. Stuff made sense. And it was two different stories, but they ran it the entire show. They gave you a payoff at the end, set up the following week. This week, again, you got ties throughout the entire show. And it just felt like a breath of fresh air to see a show done in that way from a company that used to do it that way way back when, right? So I think my biggest takeaway after 2 weeks into this Triple H run, not so much the people he's brought back and all that, we can get into that, but the fact that it's like he's going back to basics, right? We're starting over. We're going back to square one. We're gonna start telling stories. We're gonna have multiple things going at once, and we're gonna run it throughout the course of the show. And if you're going to give me that each and every single week, I'll tune in. I watched both weeks of Raw the past 2 weeks, and I've been entertained. I've enjoyed them. 3 hours is still 3 hours, but it didn't feel like the 3 hours that it used to feel like. Right?
Very true.
Yeah.
I preferred Raw over SmackDown this week. I didn't think SmackDown was that good, but again, we still got storytelling from start to finish with threads going on and everything else. I thought as a whole, Friday night's lineup of wrestling was the weakest of the week. Didn't really do anything for me from a excitement standpoint. A couple good matches. I'm not gonna, downplay the work, but just from overall start to finish show, I thought Friday night was the weakest of the week, so to speak. So
I feel like the best thing on SmackDown was the build up to the main event. I actually felt like it was a big match. Yeah. And I like that. You got that video package for the IC title, like Raw, like they've done on Raw for the US title the past couple of weeks. So that made, kind of equal that out. And then you kept getting segments throughout the night. Main events coming up, the main events coming up, the main events coming up. And for two people that deserve that promotion. I was glad to see.
Not only that, but you had other people during the course of the show point to that. So you had the Ricochet backstage segment talking about the IC title and wanting to be next in line and everything else. So besides the fresh air of having storytelling and themes running throughout the show and getting a payoff, whether it ends the show or it bleeds over to the following week, the fact that he took 2 mid-card titles and made them relevant again in 2 weeks is just chef's kiss. I mean, this is what we've been asking for, right?
And they announced last night that this Monday on Raw, Lashley is going to challenge, or AJ Styles is going to challenge Lashley for the U.S. Championship. So again, it's going to continue
setting it up
this week.
Setting it up.
I feel like they've been relevant though since Lashley and Walter or Gunther took over. I think they've been.
I would say more Lashley.
It wasn't as like they didn't put as much spotlight on it as having it as the main event, but I feel like they were working towards building it up. Now, if we'll see it on a pay-per-view, then we'll know.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. I mean, that was my argument last week that they were putting this IC title match on SmackDown this week instead of. To me, it's a match that screamed "Go on Clash of the Castle," just for the 2 people that were in that match. So they didn't change anything, but they did have Nakamura last night, still kind of like looking at Gunther. So I don't know if it'll continue on or not.
I mean, you almost have to put Gunther on Clash of the Castle, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Longest reigning UK champ. I mean, he dominated Europe for that 3 to 5 year stretch of run before he even got signed to WWE. You have to have him on that show.
I was seeing rumors of him and Sheamus.
That would be the matchup that I would like to see for a Clash of the Castle, is have them 2 go at it. Him and Nakamura was tremendous last night. The match was great. Nakamura looked like Nakamura. Yes. He looked like the Nakamura that came in and wrestled Sami Zayn on his NXT debut.
Yeah.
So if you're going to give me that Nakamura, then I'm here for it, because he's been
overdue.
Yeah, looked like he was having fun again.
Right.
Those chops, you could see on his chest how effective the chops were. Like that's the best part of Walter. It's just whenever he beats the shit out of people.
A couple question marks from what Triple H has done so far. Can you have a group re-debut if not all the group members re-debut?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like, Hit Row is not Hit Row without Swerve. I'm sorry. It just doesn't it don't hit the same for me. You're missing that extra. I don't even know. I was trying to think of a word before the show started to even describe it, but
if they change
it doesn't have the same effect.
I mean, they did it. Look back in the day, they did it with DX. I mean, after Shawn left, they just rebranded DX as something different.
They bought new people.
But you still had Hunter. You still had Hunter.
Yeah, but the main person was Shawn.
But it was.
But now, I mean, now it's just a tag team and a Valley, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
You don't think they need Swerve to make the group great?
No, I don't know. He was the star, but no.
No,
I do agree. Swerve was the star of the group.
I was never sold on them, anyways. I was sold on Swerve, but I was not sold on the other 3 at all.
Yeah.
So they could leave for all I care. I don't believe in them at all. I give no chance.
I like Adonis. I had to get Top Dollar got to do more for me to give me the catch on. And
it seemed like they're trying to push Top Dollar more than they're trying to push Adonis in the group too. But I think that's because he has other stuff going on too. But
I mean, I'm not gonna bury the group. To me, it's just see. This is that hard. This is that catch-22 where it's. If they would have brought him back and repackaged him, then everybody would have been up in arms. Like, how do you bring back Hit Row and they're not Hit Row? But at the same time, seeing them, the music, like, it just didn't land for me like it did everybody else. You know what I mean? And they got a great response.
Yeah,
got a great response. Crowd reaction was tremendous. They were out there feeling it. So I'm not gonna bury it. It's just, to me, they got to do a lot more for me than just showing up and having them back because Swerve's not there.
To me, it was one less person with a mic, which was better.
And it gets another tag team out there. So if you're gonna bring people in that are legit tag teams and have, start getting back to tag team wrestling being important again, I'm all here for that. They got a long way to go in that aspect, but
yeah.
I'm here for that. So what else caught your eyes from WWE this week? Or any main high overview conclusions or topics you want to get into?
So Loomis came back. That was the ending to Raw this week. There was a couple teasers throughout Raw. Something was going on, and then you got to the reveal that Loomis, with the security guards. A couple of things I thought about this week was, are they trying to bring back the Way to protect Austin Theory? Because with him having the Money in the Bank, is that their way to kind of protect the Money in the Bank or help him get the title? I mean, you got Loomis. Rumor is Gargano's in talks to come back, but everybody kind of thought he was going to come back to Cleveland last week, and that didn't happen. So,
nah, because they were too much of a. You'd have to switch gears with them. To me, they turned into pure comedy down in NXT, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't want to attach that to Theory, who's being a serious heel.
So watching Raw, the way that they shot it, I couldn't make out who it was unless I missed the angle in the shot. I may have missed it, but because I was tweeting along. But like you saw from far away a fan being arrested or whatever, but you couldn't make out who it was. And then the fan clip in the audience showed up, and they showed the reveal of it being Loomis and him being dragged away and everything else.
You could tell on Raw.
Yeah.
You could. So then maybe I missed it, but I couldn't make out who it was at first. So
like it took me a rewind.
Yeah, like they didn't zoom in on him or anything, but yeah.
And then somebody said Dexter.
Yeah, Corey said. Yeah, Corey mentioned the name, and then.
Right. So then I missed. I didn't.
You barely caught that too.
Yeah.
When he mentioned.
Yeah. Because they was talking real low during it.
Right. Do you think he was the individual that wrecked the car?
I hope so.
I mean, that's what at least for Monday, that's what they make you think, is that they were all connected, but we'll see.
I hope not. I hope not. I hope it's like somebody else. Just keep that open for a bit.
And then he's going after AJ. He'll be stalking AJ. So we'll get him in some shape or form potentially this week in the U.S. title match if he's going after AJ.
Interesting.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily do anything with him and AJ, so I don't know if it will be him going after AJ, but if they continue it on this week, then yeah.
Well, I mean, he came out in the main event. And AJ was the only one in the ring. Like Miz took a powder and rolled out. So,
and Loomis looked straight at him whenever they revealed him.
So, I mean, I know Chris isn't a huge Dexter Loomis fan. I enjoyed his run in NXT tremendously.
I did. I like his gimmick.
Yeah, if they can continue that on the main roster, then I'm here for it.
I wasn't a fan of Impact and NXT, so we'll see what he does on the main roster. But
the other big takeaway, and I tweeted this out right before it happened. I tweeted out Kevin Owens. I hope Kevin Owens destroys Ezekiel and makes him become Elias again.
He'll be the other brother.
But we're getting the character resets, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what I'm taking it.
That
right?
Fight Owens fight. Yes.
We're getting the prize fighter KO back.
Yeah.
And I tweeted that out. We're getting the one who turned on his best friend after he won the NXT championship in his first night there. Like, we're getting that KO back. The fact that Kevin Owens has not held a title in over 5 years is a disgrace.
It's been 5. Wow.
5 years. Disgrace.
Yeah. He definitely deserves a run with the belt. And I think we might actually get that now.
Yes, he does. Because his first time with it was so messed up.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to walk with Elias again.
Absolutely.
So give me the guitar, give me the beard, give me the drifter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, put it on the shelf for a couple months.
The beard back. Let the beard grow back and come back out. I'm ready. But I think that's the second thing from the Triple H-esque era so far is the character resets.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing talent get back into either roles that we liked with them previously because of how they were presented in NXT, to where they get called up and there's something completely different, and it's like, why are you completely changing it whenever you know your audience watches both products, because it's WWE. So we're getting that reset back, and I think that's only going to help not only make people, but get people in the right positions to succeed on the main roster. Because there were too many call-ups and fails.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
Vince was batting way below the Mendoza line as far as NXT call-ups that became a success. And it was like, how do you mess this many people up? So get these people back in the groove, get them back in the fold, get them back in the right character, and let them go. Like Bianca, I love everything about Bianca last week. She came out with the cocky EST NXT attitude that I've needed to see from her since she's been up on the main roster. Like, get out of here with the I'm so happy to be here and I've overcome so much and it's just such an honor. And no, you are a queen for a reason. Take the earrings out, grab the heels off, and handle your business. And I got that spark and that attitude from her this week, which will only help elevate her even higher. So, what are your thoughts on that as far as character resets go?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's definitely needed a change. Again, fresher breath of air. It is.
I
Jay,
agree.
you're the big.
A lot of people.
Go ahead, Chris.
I just think there's a lot of people that they can do this with, and it's like you saw. I think it was Angel Garza this week said, that he's getting his name, like he's going to be Angel Garza again. It's like, so it's like little things like that, I get tired of just like whenever they changed Austin Theory just to Theory. It's like, for what reason do you need to just change a name? So it's like little things that'll make sense if they're going to right the ship with. I'm here for.
Jay, you're the biggest WWE stan on the show, and have been, and you've been riding with them forever. And the 2 years that we've been doing this podcast, almost, you've been there for the worst of the worst and still waving the flag. So out of these past 2 weeks, I know you're entertained by everything. It doesn't matter, but honestly, what your opinion of the differences you see in the shows and what you're looking forward to or what you hope happens from Triple H being in charge of the helm. See that? Helmsley, helm. See what I did there? He's back in the seat, baby. Let's go.
We're seeing more people getting TV time. And more relevant TV time. You're seeing more people talk more.
And sound natural.
Yeah. Like they're letting Ciampa go. And they're getting Dakota, EO. Vince would have never put the mic on EO at all. No.
Even Bailey, like she went out there and flubbed and messed up, but she was able to recover and turn it right back on the audience and keep going. Which I think if you're on a script, you're not able to do that because you have to get back to the next point, right? Like,
to me, hers was a little. It wasn't up to Ding Dong or Thunderdome Bailey, but maybe she just needs to work.
I'm talking more from the aspect of it being a natural her talking promo, and if you screw up, you have the ability to go right, handle what you got to handle, and then get back on track, which she was able to do. Like if you're scripted out there, and it's also Bailey, so like we got to remember she's a pro's pro at this point, but you're not going to have too many people if they're scripted out there and they mess up. Are they even able to recover and get back on track after that point? You know what I mean? Like
probably just wait and just go with the script so you can catch
right. So
seeing SmackDown's crowd, seeing all the signs yesterday was crazy.
I thought
the sad area was gone.
No, it was gone because Vince was taking them as soon as people were walking into the building.
Because you'll see some in there, but I didn't see as many in the AEW either. So I just thought it was just legit. Hey, we got phones now. You can see ourselves on the show from our phone.
It felt like a wrestling crowd.
It did.
We've talked about this before on the show where it's like you're almost at the point where you're watching ballet. You're not allowed to get up and cheer or do anything unless the talent are walking from the ring to the curtain and from the curtain to the ring. The past couple of weeks watching WWE, it feels like a wrestling show again. You're getting cheers, you're getting reactions, you're seeing people stand up. Like you're starting to feel like the audience is getting involved again. Which is only positive because that hurt the product as much as what they were doing with the talent in the ring.
And the rumor is that Triple H wants it to be more of a wrestling promotion again. So it makes sense. Like Steve said, going back to basics. So.
And even we had some people at work talking about it too. It was like, oh, WWE Hunter's taking over. I might have to tune back in.
Nah, man. Keep your shit out there, man. I'll come back.
Say go watch AEW.
Fickle fans.
Since you brought up AEW, any other things that you guys saw or caught or want to talk about from WWE side of things this week?
Just one thing that I kind of felt like on Monday and with the whole Dexter Lumis thing, it kind of felt to me like they're trying to build to a big story on Raw, at least. Like not even just with Lumis, and I think that's one of the things that WWE's missed for long is like that arcing story, like something to tune in for week to week. And Monday to me felt like that's what they're kind of working up to right now.
So that's a perfect segue without even us segueing, because to me, that's what's lacking from AEW right now. I am over this stretch and era of titled dynamites and rampages and just dream match announcements for the sake of having dream match announcements. I'm tired of Tony Khan playing fantasy wrestling. It's literally what he's going to DraftKings each week. He's putting in a lineup and he's hitting play and hope he wins $25,000. Right? Like I'm over it. And you can come at me if you want, all you AEW stands and marks. I've been one of the biggest proponents for AEW since they started. Okay. Yes. But I'm starting to get to the point now where it's like, besides tuning in to see a matchup that I want to see, you're not giving me any reason to watch your product.
The past month hasn't been good. And I could probably go back longer, but we'll just say the past month hasn't. And I thought this week after I watched Dynamite, I didn't even watch it on Wednesday Live. I watched it Thursday. And after I watched it, I was just like, they are giving me absolutely no reason to want to spend money on All Out right now. Like I have no interest in spending the money.
For me, when I tune in, I'm just watching for the matches. Because I don't I don't care much for the characters. I'm not invested in any characters, so I'm just watching just for the wrestling. And a lot of times that's not holding me.
I'm with you.
I
Like
agree.
there's no story at all anymore. The wrestling was good, but I can't watch the wrestling anymore because every match is the same match. Example: Lucha Bros versus El Idolo and thing Roosh. How many times is Penta going to get his head wrapped into the ropes and then jump off and break up a pin with a mask? This is like his fourth time doing it. I've seen it so many times. It is annoying. And the main event, everything that happened after the main event was just point. That's why I got the red glasses on because I'm about to throw flames at that.
You blading.
Blading was a problem. Then the whole once the match ended, the whole brawl again, with Kingston coming out again. So that storyline is never over with. And then everybody gets saved by Punk. And remember how I told you whenever he got hurt that that it was all work? Man, he was looking mighty fine on that foot. I still think it was work. I don't care how much time he was off.
Well,
Whenever I seen him, Jericho, and Moxley in the ring at the same time, I was like, that is the problem with your company right there.
Mm-hmm.
All three of them. Because all three of them to me are brother, brother, brother. They are the holy embodiment of Hogan and the problem of your whole promotion. Moxley with not putting anybody over, his winning streaks. Jericho, his face on TV, his mouth on the mic all the time. And Punk. Punk is the face of the company, the one that Tony bends his knees to every time. You can get what you want. All three of them are the problem with AEW. And if you don't believe me, put on your red glasses. You'll see.
He said, brother.
I agree with you. I think Jericho has been a huge problem for a few months now. And it's been, to me, honestly, this run of Jericho is like, what was that, like 2002-ish Triple H, like whenever he was like in like 5 segments of Raw, like every week, and everybody was just getting tired of Triple H because it's like it was so much overkill. And that's the way Jericho is for me. Just like every week, like I'm not invested in his stuff at all. And this Kingston feud needs to end, and it's for whatever reason. It hasn't been good at all, and they just keep focusing on it, and it's not good.
The formattings of the show still continue to be an issue, and we're 3 years, damn near 3 years into this. You had Danielson and Garcia in the ring, and then that ends, and you get JS music playing again, and then Sammy comes right back. It just rolls one into the other. There's no time to breathe, no nothing. You're plugging everything under the sun, announcing matches and everything. Like we all said the same thing, and we're not going to continue to talk in circles about it. But matches for matches' sake, yeah, I'll tune in to watch it. Am I going to be invested in it? No. And the matches for matches' sake, depending on who's in the matches, I'm not even going to tune in and watch. So was Jericho and Moxley a good match? Yeah, it was a good match. Was it match of the year and the best thing they've ever done? No, it wasn't that. And everybody's saying out there that it was. It's like, you guys need to relax and actually look at what's going on.
They proved it this past week with me with Battle of the Belts. Like it's just matches thrown on. And
it's Battle to Retain. I renamed it Battle to Retain. It's not for the belt. It's for the champ to retain.
They've had 3 times now to make this show a must-watch show, and they haven't done it at all. Like you had the hype in the first one because it's a new special. You don't know what to expect. What are they going to do with this? And to me, it fell flat, and it's just
I mean, you can keep on bashing AEW if you want. Was there anything you found entertaining on AEW?
Truthfully, no. It's.
I think I checked out 5 minutes in, not even 5 minutes in. The first swing when they started bleeding.
Mm.
Kind of checked out the rest of the show. Is it? You guys back? Now I got 6, 8. Okay. Is she there? Chris, you good? You got control?
Jason's now frozen with a smush face. Donald's frozen now. Am I the only one talking? Is this really high? Is this real life right now?
Right now, I'm just seeing me and you.
What the hell?
I have no idea what's going on here.
Did you forget to pay the StreamYard bill?
Okay. We would have been
This is
completely cut
terrible.
off. Yeah,
This
I
is
don't know what the hell
completely
was going on.
terrible.
Donald was saying something about his internet too. I was saying that his internet was going out. I don't know if there's something going on.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know what this is terrible. Like,
Nope, they're coming back. All right,
Well,
Jason's back on the second one.
I have 6 screens right now.
Yeah.
There's our Hunter's problem.
This is terrible. And we have there's no.
We've been having this issue with streaming way too much. Maybe we need to look at restream.
Yeah, Kenny, we're gonna have to talk after this because this is unbelievable. Now there's 6 of us with just 2. Tony's always listening. Yeah, absolutely.
Is StreamYard owned by Warner Media?
Steve, if you jump out and jump back in, it'll clear that out.
Yeah.
If not, you can roll with that.
I don't even care.
On my end, I'm just seeing the 4 screens right now. So
It's terrible.
Forgot where the bash is stopped at. Damn.
I hope he got when Dawn took his glasses off. It got serious.
Oh.
I see. Well, Kenny's still on, so I see we're still streaming. So
if we stayed streaming that entire time, there's just
for the week.
Donald, are you seeing 4? Or are you seeing 6?
I'm seeing 4.
Okay, Steve, you're still seeing 6?
I still got 6. Let me jump out and I'll come back in.
Yeah,
okay. That's what I'm seeing the 6 on. I just went on YouTube and it's showing 6 on here too.
6 on YouTube.
The Dumb Marks podcast, baby.
Yeah, hey Dumb Marks, fix your fucking internet. Hey Dumb Marks, learn how to stream. Hey Dumb Marks, you guys don't know what you're doing. I mean, we're almost 2 years into this goddamn shit. You know, we gotta start. We gotta get together. I mean, we can't have it. We can't have it. This can't happen. Can't happen. All right.
We want Quake by the Lake.
To the last point that was brought up with stuff looking the same and nothing being changed, Chris, with your battle of the belts and everything else. That's where
it's still showing 6 on the stream, but oh well.
Jesus Christ. But no, that's the problem. The presentation, everything's the same. It's just every show's the same. It's match announcements. It's, I like Rampage last night. Rampage is literally a televised Dark.
That's all what it is.
Yeah.
If you watch Dark, that's Rampage, only it's on TV.
I enjoy the mixed tag a little bit. Other than that,
I'm talking from the setup and the presentation of the show.
Mhm.
Like, yes, there were some decent matches last night, but overall, it's just Dark. It needs to feel separate. It needs to be separate.
Mhm.
And then
They were making changes for a few weeks, but it's
who
still
the
didn't
hell
give me
is
enough.
Zachary Colton or whatever the fuck his name was?
Yeah, he's
the
on
reality.
He's on Jersey Shore. That's why.
He's a legit reality.
Yeah, he's on Jersey Shore. Yeah, he's his fiance is Jay Wow. If you ever watch Jersey Shore, that's who his fiance is.
So was this the big tie-in promotion that Tony Khan was talking about, or was that with House of Dragon that he was pumping up? Is it House of Dragon or is it Jersey Shore?
It got to be House of Dragon.
I mean, put it to you this way. This is going to be my last statement. AEW right now is the exact opposite of what I want AEW to be.
100%.
It's the exact opposite of what was presented when AEW launched. It's the exact opposite of what the mission statement of AEW is.
Mm-hmm.
It's DraftKings fantasy wrestling on a weekly basis.
Which I guess at the
What's up,
beginning.
Nathan? Thanks for tuning in after all the bullshit we went through. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. Coming in late, that was better for you. This show is sucked up to this point.
I mean, I get maybe at the beginning with all the wrestlers running it, it was it was a wrestler's promotion, and now with Tony at the helm, it isn't that anymore.
Fanboy Vince
Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Tony
Khan is fanboy Vince Russo booking. That's what I call him. He's a fanboy Vince Russo.
Well, we're about to get kicked off again. So 5, 4, 3.
It is.
You know what gave me interest? Ricky Stark. Cut that promo. Had a little spark there, and you have him with QT in the factory.
Yes, that's a demotion. I'm sorry, that's a demotion.
Is Nick Camarado the Wish version of Tony D'Angelo?
I was getting Funkasaurus vibes.
I said he needs to be part JAS. That's what he looks more like.
Is the one guy with them? Is that a go-go or is that somebody else?
Yeah, that's a go-go.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know it was it.
Yeah. Drop some weight.
Yeah. It is.
He almost died.
And what have they done with him?
He went through a lot of health issues.
Yeah. AEW is bad.
I mean, I don't mind Ricky Starks getting put over, but they hyped up this match this week against Solo because their history, and it was basically a squash match. It's like I was expecting more from the match than what was given.
But nobody cares about Aaron Solo, and running a video package 30 seconds before the match gives me no investment or interest in seeing them two go at it.
Yeah.
Your biggest storyline right now is the Hangman Adam Page and Young Bucks, and that's all been done on BTE.
Yeah.
And you get 2 minutes on Dynamite, and people are supposed to know and understand what's going on.
Yep.
So, like, I don't know I don't know what needs to be done to fix the issue, because at some point the fantasy wrestling booking of just announcing matches each week
gotta stop
is going to run you out of business.
We talked
because
last
you
week
can only
that they
do
hired...
you can only do so many fantasy matchups, and then everybody's wrestled everybody, and now you're just stuck with wrestlers having matches.
We brought up last week the point of them kind of hiring some new people in the office, and hoping maybe that will help fix some issues if they're putting these people in charge instead of Tony doing it. But this week definitely made it seem like it was still more Tony running the show. I said before, the show's like it has ADD. Like it can't keep its attention the whole episode.
And me with the young talent stuff. Like
how many times?
Go ahead,
Dog.
Like they all this time last year they was talking about the 4 pillars for the future. Where are they at? One is gone missing.
MJF showed up at some independent show last night.
Sammy is just nothing but a mid-carder now. Darby's nothing but a glorified stuntman. I'm sorry to say, but he is. I see him in nothing but gimmick matches.
And Jungle Boy's he beating Brody King?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
The three things that I'm enjoying with AEW right now, off the top of my head, three things, and I can look for more if need be, but three things: the Christian and Jungle Boy story, which has kind of hit a lull right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Starks, and then the Miro promos with House of Black.
Exactly.
Other than that,
that's it.
It's just watching wrestling for 2 hours just to watch matches.
Yeah. It's like they gave the payoff of Jungle Boy's return too early before the pay-per-view.
I
Steve
said that.
Yep.
I fucking said it on the show. I said they should have ran it until a week or two before All Out.
Now he's just doing Dean Ambrose attacks.
Now heel again? No. What's going on with him? Is he having dinosaur daddy issues? He doesn't know which side of the prehistoric fence to be on?
It seems that way.
And then Jungle Boy's just trying to attack Christian like Dean Ambrose in WWE. Running down for the cars.
I did it for Luke Perry.
Cars.
That's what Jungle Boy's doing. Running out people with cars. Like I said, I've been the biggest AEW stan out there since it started. And for me to be this just upset with the product right now. And Chris, you brought up the ADHD nature of the show. We've said that weeks and months ago that he books based off of his personality.
Yeah. It's
where are the checks and balances? Where's Arn Anderson? Where's Dean Malenko? Where's Mark Henry? Where's Dustin Rhodes? Where's Jerry Lynn? Where are all these guys? Big Show, Paul White. Where's JR and Shivani, for Christ's sake?
Yeah. But whenever it's one person calling the shots over everybody else, that was supposed to be the thing. The EVPs were supposed to run the show, and Tony was just going to produce. That was it. And then that's all changed. Now Tony's running everything. Everything we hated about WWE for a few years, and they, instead of taking what WWE did and being like, okay, we're doing the opposite of that, they were like, it's now like they're taking everything and doing it.
Yeah,
and
that's them going against their mission statement from the announcement of the company.
It's like WWE used to do these theme shows every week, and it got old real fast, and now they're doing them. And it's just like, okay, it makes no sense. It's stupid. It's doing theme shows and then pay-per-view instead. I mean, they're still only doing 4 pay-per-views, but it's like it's event after event after event after event. So you're not getting that long-term storytelling that they were doing at the beginning. You know, you're just doing booking to each event instead of booking to a pay-per-view. And then only one man running the show is, we've saw how well that worked out before.
They've lost their unpredictability factor. You can look at a card and go, they're winning, he's winning, he's winning, he's winning, she's winning, he's winning, he's winning, she's winning.
I think we just predicted the tournament last week. The trios tournament.
So going into that, I mean, this week Hangman says that he's not going to be part of the Young Bucks and he's not even going to be part of the tournament. Okay, so does he just show up on Wednesday night and just be part of it, or?
No, you're going to get Omega back.
Yeah, if it's not Omega, yeah. Now, if it's not Omega, it's a big letdown.
But like, if they put Hangman in here just because, like, what's the point? Like what are they going to do on BT this week? You know, that people aren't going to see.
And if it is Omega, they're winning the titles.
And my thing is with it,
no matter what. But
yes. Mm-hmm. So again, you have new titles with people who shouldn't have them. Where's your young talent groups at? You know, to give them a kickstart.
Well, it sucks that Andrade, Bruce, and
are going to be
Dragon Lee are going to lose in the first round of this tournament.
Yeah.
Will the match be good? Yeah. Is it the right way for booking to go and building up? No.
Fanboy Vince Russo booking.
I don't know. You guys out there, if you want, hit us up on social media and let us know how can you fix AEW right now. If you had the pencil, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you establishing? Who are you making the mainstay? Tony talked about not having enough TV time to get everybody on, and the rumblings of people being upset backstage. Well, you keep hiring people.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you bringing in a reality Joe Schmo from Jersey Shore when you have all this other talent in the back? And if you don't have a TV deal for Ring of Honor set up, then start a streaming. Go on YouTube. Go on Fight. Set a deal up there and run Ring of Honor. Bi-weekly shows, whatever.
No matter who you are, WWE X, it's like they're taking precedence as soon as they come in over somebody else. It's like, how do you take off? How do you get Parker Boudreaux and Cole Carter TV time as soon as they come in, and you still got people fighting for TV time? And where are they going to be? They'll be one's part of the factory, which will be pointless, and the other one's what? The Trustbusters, a dark group. Why are they on TV?
I don't mind Daivari being the leader of Trustbusters. The Slim J dude with his flipped up Kango visor and everything else. Like I need your 2006 Miz to get off my TV screen. He looks like Miz coming out with the suspenders down around his pants and the wife beater and everything else. Like, but you got it. You
taking up TV time.
Yes.
No.
There's a lot more. If we're playing the Price is Right, the yodely, right? The mountain climber game, right?
Cliffhanger.
WWE is yodely, and AEW's on the descent. They're coming down.
So I'll bring up a topic I sent out a few months ago. We discussed, if you're a young talent trying to figure out where to go. At the time, we felt like WWE wasn't the place. AEW is the place to go. So we're not going to even just do WWE and AEW. If you're a young talent, you have that golden ticket where you have a chance to go to any promotion right now, where would you go?
Any promotion?
Any promotion.
Impact Wrestling.
Why?
They're putting on the best product right now.
I go to Ring of Honor.
That's AEW.
If you didn't watch Emergence last night, go and watch it.
Who watched Emergence last night?
I watched Emergence last night, and it was tremendous.
One of the best wrestling that probably watched it.
It was the best wrestling of the week.
That's what happens when Steve's not on. We don't get next week's Impact recap. None of us knew.
I'm gonna keep saying it. They consistently the best product each and every single week. So I'm going to Impact with a golden ticket. And I'm going to be featured constantly. And I'm going to be, built up properly. And I'm going to turn into a Josh Alexander. Or I'm going to turn into a Deonna Purrazzo. And I'm going to get a run that establishes me as like a top 5 talent in the industry, period, hands down, which both of them have been the last 2 years. Solid storytelling, solid booking, banger matchups. So, yeah, that's where I'm going.
What did you say, Chris?
Oh, you guys go ahead. You guys do yours.
Oh, I said Ring of Honor.
Okay.
I figured it's new. I'd probably look up and get some TV time when it's on TV.
Donald?
If it was like me personally, I would go to NWA. Work on my talk skills.
Okay.
Because talking could get you into any promotion.
True.
Talking can get you a job after your wrestling career is over with. So I'm thinking about the long game.
And look at two of the quote unquote stars in AEW right now, or that have been stars. They get a ton of fan reaction. Where'd they start at? NWA, Kingston and Starks. If you look at NWA now, the Pope D'Angelo has been doing some of his best work in his entire wrestling career.
I know it's not giving you TV time or anything, but in the wrestling industry, people will know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Chris,
I think I'd actually go to WWE right now because for the first time you might have consistency. Before, whenever you never had that consistency of being able to go from
change
NXT.
your background to black and gold. WWE 1.0.
I'm sitting there trying to sound like the Homer and say,
it's if you're gonna get TV time, I think you can go to the Performance Center, you can go to NXT, and then when you get to the main roster, you're gonna have the same person with you the whole time. And I think that's for the first time in years, you're gonna have that you might actually have consistency with characters.
All right, hit us up on social media. Yeah, hit us up on social media. Let us know if you got the golden ticket right now. You can pick your spot. Which promotion are you going to and why? You got 4 different answers from 4 people sitting here, and none of them were AEW.
No.
Although ROH is the AEW, but none of them were AEW, which I think goes to show if you would have talked about 6 months, a year and a half ago,
the
answers would have been different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Do we got to debate this?
You got the people. You got the list.
Let me get it pulled back up here. So I saw this, and I thought it was a nice little topic to.
I like the graphic.
So a little debate this topic to wrap up bell to bell, right? I saw this list of 10 best faction entrances ever. And keyword in that sentence is entrances. So not 10 best factions, but 10 best factions entrances. Okay?
That's for the golden ticket.
Golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So for these entrances, right? I'm going to rattle off these 10 names. You're going to debate for, against, or who you would want to have added on this list. And they're not in a particular order, so they're not listed 10 to 1. It's just 10 best faction entrances. You have The Shield, Eminem, Nation of Domination, The Bloodline, The Brood, The Wyatt Family, Ministry of Darkness, The New Day, NWO, and DX. So debate this. For, against, or who you would want to have on the list that's not on the list.
Who do we have? Who was the best?
It's not the best. It's best entrance. So their entrance.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But do we have a?
They didn't give a.
They just named out 10.
They just named out 10. They didn't give a number 1 through 10, so to speak.
Okay.
NWO, DX were like listed at the top, but it wasn't in particular order.
For me, Shield would have been number 1.
For me, if it was I like the list. I think the list is legit because I don't see anybody like other factions I can think of that will have, best entrance. For me, number 1 would be the Brood. It was something different during the time. Everybody else's is almost the same with Pyro, or it's been done before. Like the Shield, I seen it before. Edge used to do that. That was his first entrance when he went solo. He came out the stands. So that's nothing. So that's nothing new to me.
Chris?
I mean, gotta love Eminem. I mean, all it was Molina, but
they're not a faction. They're not a faction. Eminem's not a faction. It's a tag team.
True.
You would.
I think NWO would probably be my favorite. Just the whole black and white, the slow motion of it. I mean, something that just wasn't done before that. And you might get it now, but it was cool. It was different. I'd probably say maybe Bird second. Just because it was cool coming out of the fire and everything. It was just the group wasn't anything all that special, but it was just a cool entrance.
It was like both variations.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
Edge and Christian and the Hardys when they were doing it, it's nothing different.
Again, Eminem's not a faction, so they can get off this list.
It's only there because Molina.
For me, I throw House of Black on there. I love their entrance, coming through, stepping through.
Step through it.
Kenny said DX is number one for him.
I mean, the theme song is iconic, which helped lead into the entrance, right? To break it down, you knew what it was, and them coming out. They added the little X pyro towards the end there with the suck it, so that again added to the entrance. That's not a bad argument for best ever.
I was never a DX fan on their original run, and I hated NWO. Still hate NWO, so it will never be
that trust issue
top on my list.
I enjoy the Wyatt family. It all back the black with the fireflies with the lights. Coming out holding the lantern.
Yeah.
There's
just a bunch on here that are just entrances. Like they're nothing special.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why like the Four Horsemen, they don't like the theme song for the entrance is iconic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like they would just walk out, throw up the fours and walk to the ring. So it's like you can't put them on there. You know what I mean? Like
Ministry of Darkness, they did nothing. They just walked to the ring. Like there was nothing about them. Same with the Bloodline. They didn't do anything. Like they just walked to the ring.
Well, I mean, they come out, they pause there, they hold up the belts and the ones. Like
I like the new graphic they got now.
Who doesn't do something?
Family tree.
Yeah, I do like the family tree. Yeah.
I don't think I saw that. Notice that yet.
The Nation coming down, getting in the ring, standing there side by side, throwing up the fist. Iconic imagery there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like you can put this type of list together, but like, I think this list would be better if you tie it to like best WrestleMania entrance, or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, DX, NWO each and every single week.
Yeah, but they're not a faction. That's just a tag team.
Yeah, just a tag. Yeah, the Solo Cups coming out. I mean, New Day coming out. Like they would throw pancakes in the audience. That's not a iconic entrance. Like, why are they on the list? You know what I mean? Like,
they only had the special stuff during like WrestleMania. Coming out the cereal box and all that.
Yeah.
Did they get Big E anymore on the intro?
Never noticed.
I can't remember.
Don't know. Not sure. So. But yeah, a little debate this list there. We'll do more of this as the weeks come on. Throw up different lists, different topics, kick it around, argue for, against, who should be replaced, who got to go. Throw it out there. So if you're listening again, hit us up on social media. Let us know out of this list or anybody else who has the best faction entrance. Anything else for Bell to Bell?
Well,
I'm good.
Drink a beer.
Chug, 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 chug.
All right, so I am not partaking in the drink of the week segment this week. Still don't feel up to par to drink a beer. I know I've missed out on the last 3 weeks, so it is what it is there. But there were special special instructions as Jay slowly stirring it on how to drink this beer. So, Donald, you want to enlighten everybody?
Yes, this is the Allagash White, and it's a Belgian style wheat beer with orange peel. So whenever I was shopping for it, this guy came up to me and was like, "You should try this. This is better than Blue Moon." So Blue Moon being my favorite. So yeah, he said this is better than Blue Moon. And there's instructions on the bottom of the can. It says, since you rousing your yeast with your curiosity, just pay it off with the can. Gently bottom up the can and swirl it around to get the rich, flavorful enjoyment of the beer. So I'm not going to do that.
You guys are going to get some facials right now. It's going to be hilarious.
Jason's been doing it for like the past minute, I think. So.
Yeah, I'm not doing that because I don't want the beer exploding in my face.
Oh, look. See, follow the instructions. There you go.
Sound like that nitro.
Jay's probably going to be the only one that gets the true flavor profile since he did it correctly.
Stick at the top.
That's what she said.
This is not better than Blue Moon.
Yeah, he was a liar.
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
I mean, I like it, but it's not better than Blue Moon. You take that down a couple notches, buddy.
I'm not a Belgian fan for the most part, so this is all Belgian to me. I don't even taste the orange peel.
Me, I do.
Well, you didn't swirl yours around enough, Chris.
Yep. I missed a good ass drink. It's better than Blue Moon. It's smooth.
Good beer, not Blue Moonish. Nowhere near it. A little more hoppy than Blue Moon too. Like you can really taste the spices in this one. I'll go with a 3.
Is it smooth to you guys?
No.
It's smooth to me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like a creamy type smooth.
So many jokes right now. I'm just
now we're not. I'm gonna go.
Alexis, Texas.
I'm gonna go 4. I'd take this over a Blue Moon.
Woo, 4.
Yeah, I'll take this.
Wow, this is one of Jay's highest rated beers out there.
You said
over. Yeah. Now, if I can work an orange into this.
Yeah, you can't. You just got poured in a glass and add an orange slice.
True.
Really? Wow.
We're not Chris here, man. I don't put my beer in glasses. I'm not fancy enough.
We'll see if I would try that again if we could do the orange peel with it. See if that adds anything to it, because I don't taste the orange at all in here. 1 at best.
Wow.
I don't like Belgian, so this gives me no comparison to Blue Moon. I like Blue Moon. This nothing like it, and I'm good. I don't need to drink this again.
All right, everybody good?
Yeah.
Jason finished it.
I got Blue Moon downstairs, so
Next time, start your shit.
Life lesson right there.
Wrap it up. All right. This week in sports, from this weekend through the middle of February, we will have football every single weekend.
Yeah.
So it is officially back. Life is good again. Steelers play the Seahawks tonight in the first preseason game. So I'll be tuning in to watch that. Hopefully George Pickens Artie Burns, former Steelers first round draft pick 900 times and has 300 yards in a preseason game.
Artie Burns is still playing.
Yeah, exactly. He's named a starting corner in Seattle, so that goes to show you where their Legion of Boom defense is falling off to. Donald, I know you were foaming at the mouth to pop off and talk about this topic. News broke last night. Fernando Tatis Jr. suspended 80 games for violating the MLB's performance enhancement policy. Your take?
Guys will never understand. He got medication for ringworm, but he didn't know that the medication had was it cessibol in it.
And so this was a legit medical condition where he got medicine prescribed to him by a doctor, took it, tested positive for the substance, and they banned him for 80 games. Now, if he appeals this,
describe that.
What's that?
Shouldn't the doctor know better to not prescribe that to him?
The doctor.
So here's the thing.
Shaky. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Anytime, allegedly, right? Anytime you have something prescribed to you from a doctor, you can call up Major League Baseball. Yes. At least you can call them up and say, "Hey, I'm being prescribed this for this condition. Is there anything in this prescription that may show up or on the banned substance list?"
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tell you yes or no.
Okay.
So in this instance, either A, he didn't do that and just took the substance to get rid of the ringworm.
Which he didn't.
So if he appeals this, can they overturn the suspension or get it lessened or lowered? I mean, to me, this isn't an instance where he's rubbing the clear and the cream and he's trying to juice up to beat the system. To me, this, from what's been known so far, and things may change or it may be a false story, whatever the case may be, but this was a legitimate medical issue. He was prescribed something by a doctor, took it, and got popped based off of what was in the prescription.
To me, I would have never even thought to even think it being like ringworm.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need to check this. It wouldn't even cross my mind.
Like, I wonder who's like prescribing it. Is it the team doctor, or is it, is he like his family doctor? It's like, 'cause to me, I'm thinking the team probably has a doctor, and that's who you should be going to. And if the team doctor is prescribing it, then they should know what to prescribe and what not to prescribe.
He just recently been around the team because he's been out all year.
Yeah, he's been out all year.
Injury. Yeah, so he
couldn't go to the team doctor. I mean, I don't know, but
that throws into whether or not it's a legit story because he's been out injured, and typically when performance enhancing drugs are involved in baseball, it's to come back from injury.
Mm-hmm.
So
to come back, faster, because that's what Eddie Pettit got popped for. He used because he wanted to come back faster. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, I understand this case and all that stuff, but you have to know with these new rules in, especially in MLB, if you get anything prescribed, just like Steve said, that you got to take it to the MLB and see if it's legit or not. Like, you can't risk that because he's suspended with 80 games, no pay. So he gets none of his contract money for these 80 games.
I mean, I get the punishment being as harsh as it is to get the steroids out of baseball, which they've done relatively well for the last, couple years since they instituted that. And, I don't know if this is an instance where, like, as a parent with kids, there's certain things that happen. And it's like, listen, regardless of the situation and regardless of the story, and not calling an excuse, but what you're telling me, listen, you knew it. You did it anyways. You got to face the consequences. Even if you're justified or right, you got to know there's fallout from your decision and your choices. So I don't see MLB overturning this on an appeal.
No, I don't.
I guess the Major League Baseball Players Union may appeal it. I don't even know that process because you never hear about it.
Because everybody just accepted the 80 and
everybody just accepts the 80. So there's more to come with this, but it's a face of your league. It's a young talent who is phenomenal.
Yes.
And a star.
On a team you're building to win.
On a team that went all in. On a team that went all in to go for a run after making the trade for Soto. So, like, yeah, it's interesting. We'll see if there's any fallout. But yeah, you got to know, man. Anything at this point, whatever you're taking, you got to get it cleared first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've made that abundantly clear for years. So, like,
and you just have to call him up. That's it.
Yeah, and if he did, and they told him it was clear, and he used it and got popped, then you have more of a case for getting it appealed and overturned because you followed the steps and protocols in place. But If you didn't do any of that and you took it, regardless of whether or not it's a true story and you really did have a medical condition that you were getting treated for, you're SOL. Take your 80 games without pay. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. And then for people who don't know, the suspensions for abuse is 80 games for your first time, a whole season for your second time. So that's 162 games. And then the third time you're banned from the league. Yeah. So that's how harsh it is. So they wanted steroids out. This is what everybody agreed to.
Yeah, so we'll see as more unfolds there. Well, yesterday came and went. Did Deshaun Watson play last night?
He did. He played 3 drives. He was 1 for 7. No, 1 for 5, 7 yards. That was it. Yeah, he came in. The Jacksonville Jaguars booed him. The fans booed him.
There'll be a lot of that this year. I
mean, if he plays.
Goodell came out and made it abundantly clear. Hey, the evidence shows, and she backed up the evidence that was presented. We feel, a ban or at least a season.
I want that year.
Yeah. The reason why I think they're pushing for the ban and not the year-long suspension is because of the money for the contract.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lose anything this year if he's suspended for a year.
Because his contract was only for $1 million this year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And they didn't that. Yeah.
Loses no guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't expect any ruling coming out soon. Although they were saying that there may be a ruling issue before game time last night to prevent him from playing, but that didn't happen. So,
and they said that his camp came out and said that Deshaun is willing to accept an 8-game suspension and a $5 million fine because he wants to play this season. So NFL is looking over that too. Like his negotiate. Like his offer to that.
If it's about the money because of the way the contract's structured, settle on 8 to 10 games and hit him with like a $30-40 million fine. Essentially take 1 year's salary out of his contract for this egregious of a factor.
How are you gonna tell somebody what you're willing to take?
You try to negotiate, try to come to a means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is nasty. The problem with this is that this is the first case under the new collectively bargained process. And it ended up just like how it was under the old collective bargaining agreement where Goodell is handling the decision anyways. So yes, there's no precedent set, and this would be the precedent setter based off of the new process. So I get why they want to get it right. There's a deterring factor in this, just like the 80-game suspension in baseball. There's a deterrent being set forth based off of this ruling to let players know, hey, you do this is what you're looking at off the rip. So button it up, straighten your P's and Q's, and then you won't have to deal with this issue. So we'll see. I don't know. It was just the whole thing. Not like seeing kids run up to him at training camp and everything. It's just like,
oh, that was grown men too running up to him.
Always.
And people are like, oh, you're from Pittsburgh, so you supported Roethlisberger. Like, no, I didn't support Roethlisberger or any of that at all. But Roethlisberger also, didn't have 26 accusations against him. It's not an apples to apples comparison. And he was suspended, 6 games?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think you got to go a little bit more than 6 games, which was initially handed down by the arbitrator from that standpoint. So, college football, Big Ten. Rumor was, well, not rumor, but deal was that they are getting money from 3 separate networks.
WWE.
And ESPN is not one of them. So ESPN dropped out of the Big Ten network rights. So there won't be games on ESPN. CBS coughed up the most money, so they'll be on CBS in that primetime 3:30 Saturday afternoon slot, which was
Really
the SEC
that
for
was
years.
SEC. Yeah.
Yeah. So the SEC is now on ESPN. Big Ten is on AB. Big Ten is on CBS. They're also on Fox, and then potentially I want to say NBC for this league.
There is a Big Ten network too, right?
Yeah, they still got their network.
Mm-hmm.
So who does that? Like where like ESPN does like the SEC and stuff, and the ACC.
I don't know who does Big Ten.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
so
man, they triple dipping.
Yeah. Big changes there. More money, and it's like it's starting to look more and more like we're headed to two very large conferences, and that's it.
Yes. A lot of teams are going to be out the mix.
Yeah.
So much for that college football game.
We'll see what happens with
that. You can't say that you have that and deny the people. No, you have to produce.
Fox Sports owns the majority of the Big Ten network.
So Fox still got it. Okay.
Yeah. Fox owns 61%. Big Ten owns 39%.
So yeah, Fox Sports, you have FS1, and you have that CBS 3:30 game slot. Mm-hmm. So just look for Ohio State or Michigan to be on CBS 3:30 every Saturday.
All the time.
Because Lord knows they're not putting Rutgers versus Nebraska on CBS at 3:30.
Rutgers in Maryland.
Wow. So big changes there. A lot more to unfold with that because there's rumors of Apple wanting to get into the game, of Amazon wanting to get in the game for college gaming rights. So
like Apple. Whew, man.
Big money, big changes. So then this goes back to the point where if these conferences are signing, $1 billion TV rights deals, and these schools are making hundreds of millions of dollars off of these TV rights, but the players aren't seeing any of it, when do you start having, the players get a piece of the pie?
Again, the players have always been getting a piece of the pie.
A high-class training facility.
It's going to be like that movie, National Champ, where the two teams out the national championship game did a sit-down strike until they got money. No games being played until we get money.
And then the crazy thing is that you have all these schools making all this money, but yet they keep raising tuition for everybody else.
Oh, of course. If I'm the regular student, I'll be pissed.
Yeah. So just very, very interesting to see what's transpiring from the economic side of college football.
So instead of the NCAA being the governor of like the NCAA line of NCAA pockets,
it's just TV networks.
It's
TV. It's going to be controlled by the TV networks.
It's the TV networks and the conferences getting their money, except the NCAA.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The more things change.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anything else in sports?
I have actually three things. I know I'm not an NBA person, but Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Did you hear about their stuff this week?
No, but go ahead.
Kevin Durant said, "Trade me somewhere, or you have to fire the coach and the GM." That's my stance. He went to the owner and said that.
You heard my Kevin Durant take a couple weeks ago with his non-competitive baby crying ass. Go back on the Twitter with your 50 burner account to talk about how nobody likes me. I want to team up with you. You don't want to team up with me. Steph Curry, please come save me. Sit your 7-foot lanky crying ass up. I'm over Kevin Durant.
Yes.
I have no respect for him or his game at all anymore.
I thought he was a better person, but man.
Top 5 not on my list. Never.
It came out yesterday. Kyrie Irving, when they were trying to negotiate a long-term contract with him, he demanded that he was putting a 60-game cap on the season. So I'm playing no more than 60 games, and I'm not playing back-to-back games on back-to-back days. Who are you?
Let them both go.
Yes.
Get whatever you can get for them.
Hey, wasn't it Kobe Bryant? I think it was Kobe, and I don't. This isn't the exact quote, but you can look it up. Kobe said, "What the fuck is load management? It's
Yes.
my job to be physically, mentally prepared to play night in and night out for 82 games a season.
Yes.
That's my
my job.
Load management. What is that? These,
I've seen some players say that a lot of the times it's not their decision to load manage, just the people looking out for their investments.
Who's that? The coach or the GM?
No, agents, brand members, marketers.
So it's the agents.
But to be a player saying I'm only playing 60 games.
Again, who are you? I mean, I want to go to work. I want to punch in at 9:00, and I want to be done at 9:05. But I still want but I still want full pay. That's basically what he's asking for.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll show up to work, but I'm only working Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I'm off Wednesday, Friday. And I'm definitely I have off holidays and the day after holidays.
So basically he's picking and choosing the schedule, like, yeah, I'll play this game, but yeah, I'm not gonna play that game. That game up Detroit, yeah, that's during the wintertime. I'm not playing that. But I play those 2 games down Miami though. Miami gets live down there.
The money's already in the pocket.
Yeah. So that's your Brooklyn Nets for you. You got that. Others, Serena Williams announced that she's transitioning, so she might be retiring.
September will be the end. So after her U.S. Open run, she will be done. For me, Serena, top 5 greatest of all time, man or woman, in any professional sport.
I agree.
And I can make the argument she may even be top 3, man or woman, in any sport. So if you want to debate that, hop on the show. Let us know. We'll send you a link, and I'll fucking run you out, because there's nothing that you can say to push me off that ledge.
And in my top 5 of greatest of all time, there's a horse in there. So,
we're not doing that right now. We're not. We'll get more into we'll revisit the Serena discussion when she actually hangs it up, because I want to get into that and really go through that in depth. I saw boxing, we missed out. Boxing has run into the issue where it's like tied up in so many weight classes and so many divisions and so many championships and people ducking fights and everything else, right? We missed out on like Mayweather Pacquiao in their prime. We got that like 10 years too late. You know what I mean? Like gone are the long days of boxing where the 2 best actually step in the ring and go at it in their primes when it should happen. De La Hoya Mayweather was another one. Like there's been fights throughout boxing that's hurt boxing to where it's an afterthought, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to get that matchup. We're going to get that head-to-head showdown. The fight that everybody's wanted to see forever and a day, that nobody thought would happen because of the politics and everything else. It is penciled in for November 12th or 19th in Las Vegas. So they haven't decided on the exact date yet, but the fight will happen. Allegedly. Who knows? It's boxing. They could always throw up on themselves and ruin this. But Terrence Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence Jr. is allegedly set to take place in November of this year. So
I'd rather you said a Paul brother. Who the fuck did you just name?
And that's the problem.
I don't know either.
Boxing, so I have no idea who they are.
That's the problem.
I was waiting for Tyson versus Holyfield 7.
So this is like the if you go way back, this is like your Hagler Hearns.
Mhm.
You know, this is the Mayweather Pacquiao of this generation. That's actually going to happen when
It's supposed
both
to.
fighters are in their prime or damn near in their prime. And it's been called for a couple years now. So hopefully boxing gets it right and actually puts it on and they go through with it, because to me, this is the type of fight that could revitalize the sport. You know, you have those moments like they say Bird and Magic saved the NBA, and then Jordan took it to new heights, right? Like this is the fight that can get people back invested in boxing if they pull it off. So I'm hoping they do it. If they do it, I'll be buying it and watching it just because of who these two are.
What class are they?
They are, I don't know, there's like 77 weight classes.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
You got junior welter, you got welter, you got super welter.
Yeah, it's like WBA light heavy. I don't fucking know.
Heavyweight was the draw.
Yeah, heavyweight used to be the draw, right?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Is this gonna? Did they say this is gonna be a pay per view, or are they gonna?
Yeah,
it'll
it'll be a pay per view, or it'll be on Showtime. But Showtime's pay per view too, so you'll be able to purchase it that way. But and then sticking with the boxing theme, I wanted to bring the. Did you see the stuff with Mike Tyson this week?
No.
So Mike Tyson called out Hulu for stealing his life rights. Hulu, if you haven't seen, are putting on a Tyson documentary, kind of like the Showtime Lakers show that was on HBO Max, like basically telling his life story that they did not consult Tyson on, did not get approval from Tyson, nothing. Just stole his life rights and are putting this out there. So Tyson has been going after Hulu hard this week. It's not the first athlete or individual that Hulu has done this for. We all know who owns Hulu. So take that for what you will. It's been a huge topic amongst circles and individuals that understand more than I do. So if you want more details on it, look it up, read into it some more. But
are they doing this, like, is there like a book out there, like that they're buying the rights from the book to?
Nope. Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Because that's what a lot of miniseries and stuff, they've done that in the past. Like they don't have to go to the person, they just take from a book. And
yeah, but it's go on Mike Tyson's Instagram, you'll get his side of things. Hulu has not released a statement or said anything about it. I did see, because I was watching Hulu while I had COVID, I did see the trailer and the promotion for it.
Who's playing Mike? That might sway my decision.
I don't know the actor. He didn't look recognizable to me.
Michael B. Jordan.
It's not Michael B. Jordan.
I'm in Tyson's corner.
So, but yeah, just something else to keep an eye on. That's more of a bigger issue at hand there with that, because it's putting your narrative and your spin on his life without his approval, his consent, or anything. So there's a lot of issues and topics there. But yeah, it's not the first time they've done it. Probably not going to be the last. So we'll see with that. Anything else for sports?
I have one more thing. MLB is dumb. We all know this.
Of course.
But why would you put your Field of Dreams games on a random Thursday night? For all the aesthetic and everything, why wouldn't you put that on a Saturday night or a Sunday night where people can actually watch it? Because I forgot it was even on.
I did too.
It depends on the teams that are playing.
They did that last year too.
Yeah, it was on a Thursday last year. I will say this though, seeing Ken Griffey Jr. and his dad walk through the corn and come out to play catch, like the goosebumps and the chills watching that, like they're never going to top that. I don't even know like who else you would have do that.
I wish I saw it.
Oh, dude, it was
on a Thursday.
Go watch the. Yeah,
I was gonna say watch the game highlight. There's like a 7-minute clip on YouTube. That's what I ended up watching yesterday.
Yeah, go watch the clip of it.
Clip of them playing catch.
No, the whole thing, the whole night.
Oh,
yeah,
like a recap.
Yeah, but it was like, you know, you have those points in times in sports where something happens and you get the chills, and like that moment ranks up there with some of the best in sports that I've watched or seen in my lifetime. Hands down, one of the coolest things ever. So
yeah, I got to go back and watch because random Thursday night, thinking it's like Bowling Green versus Ball State or something.
They will not be playing next year. They won't be playing next year. There's construction and stuff being done out on the site, like for adding more things. They're turning it into like a huge venue and everything else.
Now.
Yep, so. It's corporate, baby.
But it's owned by Frank Thomas.
Is the mouse involved?
It's Fox.
Yeah, so look for them to return probably 2 to 3 years from now and do that again. But it was just awesome. I'm getting goosebumps again just thinking about it in my head, seeing them come out like that. Like I couldn't imagine what that was like for Griffey and his dad.
Yeah.
So,
well, if they can't play there next year, they got to find somewhere else. Then there's a couple other famous baseball fields out there.
We got some right down the street. Like in
hey, they got the Bad News Bears. Hey, they got the Bad News Bears part from the movies. You know, maybe extend that a little bit.
Have a game at the Sandlot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something. Yeah. They got places.
All right. We good with sports?
We skipped last week, so Paige Becker is out for the season in college football or college basketball.
UConn star. Yep.
Yeah.
Playing that pickup game.
Biggest star.
Yeah. She tore ACL, I believe.
The same one.
Yeah. So,
how do you quell that in basketball?
How do you say that again?
How do you quell that in basketball? Like, because with basketball players, ball is life.
So you go anywhere and play.
Any chance they get, they're going to play basketball.
I mean, you can't.
But but it helps them get better too. So how do you?
I mean, we used to see that all the time. Where like around here, back whenever Pitt was in like the top 5 of the country, you used to get games between like Pitt and Duquesne and everything else. They would have summer league games with those, Carl Krauser and Julius Page and all them dudes. They'd be out there going at it at like the courts in Greenfield or Boyce Park running. You know what I mean? Like they'd be playing some of the bigger parks around here. You don't see that too much nowadays, but like you have Javonte Murray and them in the NBA now that are out there at these pro-ams and everything else. Some of the Atlanta Hawks players were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie hosted one. But like I don't know, Jay, because
it feels like in basketball, that's where you get the most. That's where you hear about the most freak injuries. People
is out on court. Yeah, just pick up.
Because in every other sport they got stipulations where you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean
that's where they practice removes and all this stuff.
It's no different than Klay Thompson,
doing the same
tearing his Achilles, doing drills, at a home court or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it could happen with them just going through a workout with their own conditioning coach. If it's going to go, it's going to go. It's just a matter of when it decides to go. So I don't think there's anything you can put into writing or contracts that say you can't play. No, there's not too many college students, at least that I know of, they're not going to the local gym on campus to run pickup games, but maybe, I don't know. Like, times may have changed, but I don't think you can do anything to stop them from going out and doing that.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into one. Gotta go.
All right, coming off last week, deli sandwiches. Pastrami and roast beef were the two top voted. What do you guys think got voted off?
Roast beef.
Pastrami.
Oh,
I'd say roast beef.
pastrami unanimously got voted off.
I had a couple
that
of
actually
roast
kinda
beefs
surprised
come through my page as votes there. Yeah. So, all right, what do we got this week, Donald?
All right, let me set it up for you. All right, so a little different. I did rap beef songs. So get the hip light. So I picked two songs for each of the beefs. The first song is not going to be the first song in the beef itself, but it was the flashpoint. It was the one that got everybody seeing, was like, oh man, something's going on here. The second song is the direct response to the first song. So I was going through a lot of these, and I was like, I have to do a part 2 on this because there's like so many good ones here. So I did Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's Dre Day, and the response was Eazy-E's Real Mother F and G's, Jay-Z's Takeover, Nas's Ether. Third one was Cannabis's Second Round Knockout. The response, LL Cool J, The Ripper Strikes Back. And the final one I did was Ja Rule's Loose Change, and the response was Eminem, 50 Cent, Busta Rhymes, Hail Mary.
Oh, how do you leave off Biggie and Tupac?
Because
not have Hit 'Em Up.
Because Hit 'Em Up was a response, was a beef song, but Biggie never made one to respond to Tupac, or he never did one before, because they said Who Shot Ya wasn't really about Tupac, because that came out months and months and months before Hit 'Em Up came out.
I would have went with Ice Cube and Eazy-E instead of Dre and Snoop.
Don't worry, there's a part 2. Don't worry, there's a part 2 coming. Right. There's so many. There's a part 2.
There's Common in the Cube.
Now I had to end it with Ja Rule and 50, like Ja Rule and them, because I'm not in like the rap business and all that stuff like now, so I don't know who like the rappers beef with each other now, so I really can't comment on that.
Yeah, so there's been some classic ones recently. Drake and Pusha T.
I never heard of those.
About it. Out of this list, based off of the songs themselves, Takeover and Ether are not going anywhere. Cannabis and LL Cool J, for me, I'd probably put that beef, even though it ended Cannabis's career. It
was short-lived. It was good.
Was tremendous, and I was a Cannabis dude from his time in the Lost Boys, and then him on his solo run. But that that Ripper Strikes Back, boy, I don't know. And that's probably my favorite on this list. I go Cannabis and LL is my favorite. I put Jay-Z and Nas second. That's Summer Jam season with Jay-Z and Nas going back and forth. Oh man. So for me, it's either A or D. 50 pretty much ended Ja Rule's career, even though 50 was doing the same shit Ja was doing with singing on songs. So for that, I'll go with John 50. You can get D off the list out of these songs here. Yeah, D can go. I'll go with D.
Give me some R&B beef. give me something I know. Of course, everybody knows Jay-Z and Nas. That's gonna stay. I don't know why, but I felt Cannabis and LL was just too stupid.
About a microphone tattoo.
Two rappers I can care less about. Ja Rule got to go just because it's Ja Rule. I'm sorry. Loose Chains even sounds trash. 50 Cent.
I mean, you think 50 cheated because he had M and Busta on the song?
Yeah.
Like,
And then that was like yeah. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the response to Hail Mary. I'm gonna go listen to Loose Change.
The whole Dre, Snoop, Dre Day was
I didn't even know that was a
classic.
beef.
Was classic. Easy E, I love the response to that, but that was good too. I like that beef. Jay-Z, Nas, Jason and Chris said it best. I mean, that was like the big hitter of that summer. The LL, the Ripper Strikes Back, had been one of the most visceral and vicious like responses ever to a song.
It's LL. Come on.
don't do that to LL.
Come on, man.
Don't do that to
Oh,
LL.
that was bad. Come on, man.
That was vicious.
Just because he had a hit sitcom and he's been on NCIS for 15 years.
Like,
don't do that to LL.
Come on, man.
LL was one of the best battle rappers out there.
Mama said, "No,
right?
come on, man."
Let's not. You better put some respect on LL's name.
Going back to Cali. Come on, man.
I like the Ja Rule, Loose Change, and Eminem Hail Mary, but I think Hail Mary, Eminem and Buster's part was better than 50's part. 50 parts was nothing but just a remake of Tupac's Hail Mary. He said everything he did. He just changed a couple words. And then plus I think the response song of Do Re Mi was stronger than Hail Mary to Loose Change. And Do Re Mi was Eminem and D12.
You did your research.
Responding to that. Oh, because I like that Green Lantern mix CD. That's why. So D for me is the one that got to go because the Hail Mary didn't respond strong enough than the other ones did.
Chris, get your ass in here, man.
Taquan in the comments said underrated dish that's not on here. Common to bitching you when he bodied Ice Cube. Yeah, Donald said there's a part 2.
Don't worry, there's a part 2, man. There's a lot.
So don't. Yeah,
there's a lot. There's a lot.
I mean, it's rap. Like you're gonna have. I mean, you could go. You go all the way back to Cool Mo D and Cool G Rap and KRS-One and all that. Like you got, there's classic beef songs and responses, but it's not a bad list to get it started.
Chris, come back on it.
Cop out, man. No, he just walked off.
Hey, listen, you gotta know your lane. You gotta know your lane. Now, Chris, you got homework.
To me the other day, I was just like,
I sent them this list on Sunday. I was like, you have 8 songs to listen to. I know you probably didn't listen to any, but you have 8 songs to listen to in 6 days. Come on.
There's a do-rag under that hat. He listened.
Yeah, he looks like Vince McMahon with that do-rag on.
Listen, I could have listened to the songs, but I don't know the history with it. So it's like, what's the point of listening to the songs and just judging the songs if I don't know the real history behind it? So that's why I didn't do it.
You could have called for information. You could have phoned a friend like you were on, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
We need that, Chris.
Like somebody in for the one gotta go.
We need that. This is my area expertise.
All right. Hit us up on social media. Let us know part 1 of the Rap This Beef. What song got to go? Let us know. And I'm interested to see what part 2 looks like when Donald presents that list at some point in time down the road. So, all right. That's it for One Gotta Go. Let's get into final thoughts.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning to episode 99. Thanks for listening to episode 99 and any other episode you've ever listened to. We appreciate the support. Tell some friends about us. And you can go to dumbmarkspod.com for all the links and more for any past episodes, all the links for what social media we're on and everything. And support the show, like Steve said earlier, by going to prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod and buying some merch.
Anything, you guys got anything final thoughts that you want to jump into before we wrap up with a quote of the week?
Yeah, you just gave me my One Gotta Go for next week. Rap Beast Part 2.
Still the R&B beat?
one thing I watched Prey over the week. That's was another sequel, well, prequel to Predators. Easily for me, the second best Predator movie that came out. It was very, very good.
So I started watching it last Friday. I got about 25 minutes into it, and then my basement flooded. So I have not had time to go back and finish watching it, but that is on my to-do list at some point in time, hopefully this weekend, because I saw the hype about it. I was super pumped to watch it to begin with. So everybody says it's the second best Predator behind the original as far as the franchise is concerned. So
where you watch it at?
Hulu.
Hulu.
Okay. I know I've seen it advertised, but
he said when you look at the other Predators, Prey didn't have that much competition. Yeah, I can. That's an argument to be made.
Yeah, that
is. I didn't mind Alien versus Predator. It wasn't like
I didn't mind the first one. Second one, I did not like.
The second one, I didn't care for. The first one, I didn't mind it. It was what it was. But yeah, that's not the. This was the sequel that the franchise was missing that they never got. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's on my to-do list to finish that up at some point in time this weekend. So, all right. Anybody got anything else?
I'm good.
Nope. All right. With that being said, your quote of the week, a little positivity here. If the grass looks greener on the other side, stop staring, stop comparing, and start watering the grass you're standing on.
I was about to say play ball. Yeah.
With that being said, I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, Telemark. Thanks for tuning in to episode 99. We're coming up on 2 years here. Got to figure out something special to do for the 104th show, right? 50. Yeah, my math's correct. 104.
It's my week, so it's going to be a letdown.
Oh, fuck. Well, there you go. End the show right there.